All right, legends, can you hear me? Check, check, check. Can you hear me, legends? Do. All right, legend. Loud and clear, Bosco. What is up, my man? Hello, hello, hello. Yavung Kicks. So you say we moon? Yes, loud and clear. Let's go, let's go. Legends, what is this Monday pump? What is this Monday pump? Look, we're always going to get some nice pumps in the bear market. And if you're part of my communities, you know exactly how I'm navigating this current pump. Why are we pumping? Okay, so this is the thing. Hello, Short King. Complacency bounce. All good, sir. Waiting for you to confirm another major push down. Bitcoin dad. Spot on with your recent chart analysis. Thank you very much for the support, legends. So, at this point in time, guys, if you've been watching the channel, you know that we took a pretty big short right around here. Here's the short, but we need to discuss what is currently happening with Bitcoin, because I actually took a little bit more profits on this short. This position is already protected. My stop loss is at break even, which means if you're new to trading crypto, that I can't lose any capital on this trade because I'm protected. So you enter, you get the move down because I was shorting Bitcoin, and right now my stop loss is right there. Now, the question here is, are we going to push up higher again and target some of the key levels that we've discussed that we haven't tapped into yet? Because if you remember my analysis, we're well within this existing range, but there is one level on the chart that you'll notice that we did not tap into. And what is that level? The tariff capitulation lows. That is a very, very interesting level for me. I've talked about it a lot. Now, I'm not going to come out here and say that there's guarantees that we're going to tap into that level. But I just want to give you a little bit of my rationale as to why I decided to take more profits on my short here. First and foremost, this range has shown a lot of rejection around the point of control, but today we managed to close a 4-hour candle above that level. Now, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin just has to absolutely rip to the upside, but what it does mean is there is some relative strength. You have to get very, very comfortable with taking a probabilistic approach to the market. There are no certainties. All I can really do as a trader is try to get phenomenal entries, which I did here, right below $74,000, and try and manage my trade adequately. And by doing so, I took a little bit more profits on my most recent short. Now, there's some of you that have commented on the channel when Bitcoin was at, like, I think we dropped, where did we go to? Down to $65,000. Some of you were messaging me essentially saying, hey, I'm going to go giga short now. That's not the time to go giga short because the price had already nuked like 10%. If we take it from the high to where Bitcoin went, yeah, 11%, basically an 11% dump. So going short down here just doesn't make sense from a probabilities perspective. It always made sense to try and attempt to short around these levels. We got it, and now the real question is, are we going to move lower from here, or are we going to move higher? I know it's probably annoying to say, but for me to have any kind of confidence in the fact that we're going to go ahead and potentially target the tariff capitulation lows, and I would get stopped out at on my most recent Bitcoin short, would be simply if Bitcoin starts reclaiming this value area high. We tried to hold it as support before the move down. We got that aggressive move down. Then we tried to hold the point of support, point of control, my apologies. and then we got a nice bounce. Now you'll notice that this is a pretty important level where we bounced, because it's proven as support for Bitcoin quite a lot of times within this range. Let me grab a magnet here. A wick below the 65.7K level. The amount of times that we've wicked below it and maintained it as support is almost frightening. But, and it's a big but, my base case is that Bitcoin will be moving lower this year. You can see it in the title, you can see it in the, you can see it in the thumbnail where we discuss this. And the reason being, it's the same thing playing out in front of our eyes time and time again. So, guys, before I continue, please remember that nothing that I discuss on the channel should be construed as financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet sharing all of his own personal trades and his overall market analysis. If you want to read the full disclaimer, you have it down below, along with all of the affiliate links if you're interested in trading on the platforms that I trade on. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get back to the charts. Very, very wicky now after pushing above $69,000. Look at the anchored VWAP. Oh, legend, some of you were asking me how I got this blue line where we got rejected. And it's quite simple. If we zoom out here on the chart, I took the anchored VWAP, which if you go here on TradingView, you click this anchored VWAP, and I took it from the high at around 98, just below $98,000, where we got rejected initially. And from there to the current price, you can see that's where we got a very, very strong rejection. Usually the longer that this goes, the more important that this anchored VWAP becomes. You can see how well we essentially respect it. And because we were so far away from the anchored VWAP, this was one of the key levels that I was waiting for us to approach from a shorting perspective. And that's what we got. So Bitcoin pumped into it. Easy mechanical execution, in my opinion, of course. So I'm in the short, took a little bit more profits. Now we wait and see what happens. The position is protected, but I am ultimately gunning for more downside. Trump is talking. Oh, that's in like 5 hours from now. Legends, I'm sorry, I won't be able to cover Trump talking because that would fall middle of the night here. I am still in Dubai despite everything that's been happening. I may be getting a flight home, and I'll keep you updated on that, to Canada. But for now, things have settled down here. It's pretty calm. My friend and I had a good weekend here. Still uploaded the videos, still kept you legends updated, but it's been pretty chill here. I cannot lie. Good morning. Something else to consider, because I saw some comments about oil and stocks and stuff like that. Take a look at this, legends. Bluffin now has the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. We also have copper and some other stocks. So I was asking them to add the S&P 500. You can earn up to $50,000 in withdrawable bonuses. You can see the promotion is shown right here on the screen. So you can get withdrawable bonuses. I've never seen something like this before, really, in the crypto space. Usually you could just use the bonuses to trade. Sign up with the second link in my description down below and take advantage of these bonuses because they will not be around for much, much longer. So, macro analysis, still the same thing for me, legends. Basically, bear flag after dumping from all-time high. Then we get a nice move after that dump, pretty much establishing another bear flag, dropping again. Bear flag after the all-time high, dropping, nice move to the upside, and then I think that we will ultimately resort lower. Now, the real question is, was the 74K the high? It's very, very difficult to give you an answer on that. I just entered when it made sense to enter. I'm keeping my eyes literally at the 70K level because it's posed as resistance on this way up, and that could be a potential rejection zone for Bitcoin. So let's see if we can even make it there. I'm, pardon my language, I'm giga chilling. I'm in my positions. I'm very, very content with my positions, and now I just sit back and relax and let the market do its thing. BTC will go to 98K. Woof! 98K. Well, if Bitcoin goes to 98K, my Bitcoin short from $97,000 will get stopped out at break even. Stop loss is there, just waiting for it to happen, but I don't think that we're going to get that much of a relief rally only to bleed lower again. So let's see. If we go to 98K, I don't know what to say, legends. I'll get stopped out of my short positions, and then we'll have to assess what the market gives us. You have to remain adaptive as traders. I don't want to be the guy to say that will never happen, but the probabilities don't favor a move to 98K. Let's just leave it at that. Hey, Alex B. Look, I have no issue looking at altcoins, but I have to be honest. The only analysis that really matters at this point in the cycle is Bitcoin. The reason I say this is because if Bitcoin pumps, of course, some altcoins can get some outperformance. But if Bitcoin is ready to make its next big move down, altcoins like XRP, Ethereum, all the altcoins, Hype, all of them would likely drop, coinciding with Bitcoin dropping. So to me, the most important analysis is Bitcoin. I'm not expecting any really continued outperformance from altcoins. I'm not your altcoin guy, let's say. Fake bounce. Okay. I do get concerned when I'm in a short and people are starting to be bearish. Maybe it's just because you guys are my audience and you've been watching the channel, and I've been bearish for quite some time, literally since like 100K. But let's do a poll. Let's do a poll, legends. Start a poll. What is next for Bitcoin? 75K. $60K. Yeah, 8,000, 7,000. That's reasonable. Let's X out these options. What is next for Bitcoin? All right. The poll is there. My vote is your right. Let's see, legends. Let's see how the price action develops. Oof. You think Bitcoin will go to 98K before going to 60K? I did pick 2 points, basically the same distance, Clammy Sparks. We're at 69, 75K is, 6K away. 60K is 9K. It's ish the same distance. But it's really to get a gauge of if people are bullish or bearish. Tom White, it's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. We can just ignore the CME gap. We don't have to absolutely fill that CME gap. We'll fill it later if we need to. So this is the thing as well, Runjeev. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. My analysis is based on the S&P 500 as well. When I trade the market, I try to take into consideration everything, all the markets, the geopolitical tensions if possible, but the stock market is imperative for Bitcoin's performance. We've seen that recently. So, if we start to get these regular closes below the bull market support band, it is not looking pretty for stocks. And what this would essentially mean is Bitcoin would likely be ready to roll over. However, I will say this. If stocks can reclaim their bull market support band and potentially put in a new high, well, Bitcoin has a chance. Bitcoin has a chance to pump. Exactly. You can now trade oil on Bluffin as well. I forgot to mention that. Right here, legends. You can literally trade oil on Bluffin. Guys, Bluffin is by far my favorite crypto exchange. I hold a good amount of capital on there. It's my go-to exchange. There's literally no reason to not sign up to Bluffin and make it your go-to exchange. On top of all the insane bonuses that I have to offer to you guys, look, you can literally withdraw $50,000 in rewards. Withdraw, you heard that right. Obviously, it requires a lot of trading volume, but there are other rewards, trading bonuses. Make sure to sign up with the second link in my description down below. And yes, if you've already signed up with me on Bluffin, you can take advantage of these volume milestones as well if you're a seasoned trader, of course. But pretty epic with being able to trade oil on Bluffin as well. Now we just see how Bitcoin reacts to these levels. 70K is going to be a pretty important one to break through. We've tapped into it on a number of occasions. How do you trade oil? Is this some shitty meme coin named that? No, actual oil. We have our levels. And we're patient. My non-financial advice, if you're not already in a short and you're potentially looking for a short, could be interesting around this value area high and this 70K level. Very, very interesting level to consider an SFP entry. I'm already short, so I'm not going to re-enter any kind of new positions here, but I'm happy with my overall positions in the market. We buy bottles of oil and go to the market to swap with other people. Dara1616, that is a very, very good question. So the way that I manage my positions is I usually have invalidation levels. And if the price moves beyond that invalidation level with candle closes, then at that point in time, I am more than happy to close my position at a loss. Now, I understand it's not, how do I say this? It's not the best approach for people that have a little bit less capital or are trading with less capital on isolated margin. It doesn't really work in that capacity. So what I'll normally do to accommodate this is I'll have like a higher up hard stop loss, which doesn't actually represent my risk to reward, but it's there, hard stop loss, just in case something occurs, especially overnight. During the day, I usually remove my hard stop, but I do tend to trade in that manner where I have my 4-hour invalidations, 1-day invalidations, and yeah, I hope that answers your question. Do I know Crypto Rover? Yes, I know Crypto Rover. Only time will tell if we can pump all the way back up to the anchored VWAP and the tariff capitulation lows. Tom White, several years. I'm not a huge fan of funded accounts. I know some people like them. But yeah, sure. Legends. Okay, so this is how you play the SFP. So, if you remember correctly, I was... How do I close my... If you remember the SFP, I had this level on the chart. This anchored VWAP that I was looking to enter a short trade on. I talked about it at length on the channel, on the live streams. Sorry guys, is the music too loud? It's very loud on my side. Anyways, let me know. So we had the SFP here. This was a key level that I was highlighting for a long time. And we got a 15-minute candle close, a nice sweep above the level, and then we got acceptance back below that same level on the 15-minute time frame. And because my base case was we're in a bear market, I am looking to short relief rallies. The anchored VWAP is a very strong level that I'm willing to take a stab at. I entered my trade, and the rest we just dropped from there. So actually, I didn't even enter on this candle. I entered on this candle when we got another wick higher. So that was the SFP play. We essentially got acceptance back below the anchored VWAP. Then we moved up, and then I entered short. So let's see. Let's see how the price action develops. Maybe we get another squeeze higher towards 70K. But only time will tell. Good to hear that music is good. Awesome. Where did you learn how to trade? I took several courses when I first got started, but to be perfectly honest with you guys, I learned through observing the charts myself. Everyone learns somewhere, and you can try to emulate and copy people's strategies, which I don't recommend. I think the best thing that you can possibly do if you're just getting into trading is have inspiration from people, but don't blindly copy them. That is the worst thing that you can do. I have some members, because as you know, Legends, I have a group. By the way, if you want to join my group, DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram to join that private group. It's where I post all of my own personal trades. Win or lose, it's been pretty solid with this most recent entry on Bitcoin. But I would never recommend that you blindly copy anyone. It just doesn't make sense, because what happens is you don't learn to fend for yourself, and eventually you're not able to trade over time because you're just relying on a single person. The best traders in my group, the ones that are trading with a few $100,000 to a few $1 million, are the traders that take inspiration from what I have to say from my overall market analysis, and they see if it matches their own analysis. Then, and only then, if we do have the same kind of analysis and they're not influenced by my bias, well, then do they actually perform extremely well. As a matter of fact, a lot of the times the winning trades that I have, they take advantage of, and the losing trades that I have, they'll essentially message me and say, man, I didn't enter that trade. And it's amazing to just kind of have that kind of confluence. So those are the best traders. You don't just blindly copy anyone. Yo, what's up, Matt? Justin Todd, my man, how are you? I think Bitcoin can grab 80K liquidity. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible, Legends. Nothing is impossible. I'm comfy in the short. I'll let you know if I change anything here. But yeah, nothing is impossible. Never say never. Alex B. So this question here, where are you? Where are you? So you just waited one 15-minute candle close. For this particular trade, yes, I did. So I waited for the 15-minute candle close, and I essentially prayed that we would get a little bit of a retrace to the upside, and we did get that wick where I actually entered my short. The reason why this one I was more confident was because it was such a key level, and I was looking at this light blue line when Bitcoin was literally down here, like 67K. Like I was looking at it for a swing short. if we do get the move up to the anchored VWAP, I'm going short. I was already mentally prepared for this trade. So, dude, I shorted oil at the Pico top, stops at break even. Absolute legend. And you can now trade oil on Bluffin as well. Guys, they're building a phenomenal product, I have to be honest. But it's epic. It is epic. Very, very nice. I don't know, man. I'm not a huge, I don't really follow that many other people in the space, to be perfectly honest. I follow the lads that I really like, Andy and Devolt from Mind Pillar Markets. They're great. But aside from that, but I'll basically follow those guys because they're my friends and they're great analysts. Some of you were asking me why the weekly candle is ugly, but let me just show you why it's ugly. I mean, can we get a move all the way up above this level? Of course there's a possibility. But what is more probable here? What is more probable? Regardless of if we get a move above this candle, the probabilities favor a move to the downside, continued downside in this bear market. That's been my base case for quite some time. I've been trading the market accordingly, looking for shorts on relief rallies. Panama, let's go. Hello. Pump to value area high. Edward, that is possible. That is a level I'm looking at. Legends, if you actually believe that Bitcoin is going lower and you don't have any kind of short exposure, I have to say that one of the most reasonable levels would be a sweep of approximately this region between 70 up to the value area high. So 70K up to like 70.5K. It's a very, very interesting level. If I didn't have exposure from a shorting perspective, I would consider this because there's liquidity there. It would be a very, very nice sweep. And then if we get acceptance back in the range, well, you know the drill. More downside likely to come. Only 70 likes and 271 viewers. Legends, what's going on? What is going on, Legends? 76 likes. Guys, smash the like button. We have to get this to at least 250 likes. I know it seems like it's miles away, but guys, come on. We can do it. On the other live streams, we managed to get over 300 likes, even sometimes 400 likes. Smash the like button, Legends. Come on. Smash it, smash it, smash it. But Bitcoin is kind of consolidating here in a way it's interesting. It would not surprise me if we get another squeeze higher. Come on, guys. It's just a button. Exactly. It's just a button. How low Bitcoin will go? You always say under 60K is very vague. Could that be 30K, 40K? Okay, so Cricket Critic. Very, very good question. Very good question. How low can Bitcoin go? I'm sure you see I have a highlighted level on the chart. We know that from bull market tops to bear market bottoms, we typically crash over 75%. Now, I'm willing to say that we won't crash this much. There's a potential that we don't. But previous bear market, over 77% from the high to the low. So just for perspective, and I'm not saying that this is my base case, but just for perspective, so far we have dumped 52%. Is that it? Bear markets take time to form. The bottoms take time to form. But I ultimately do think that it is not unreasonable to expect Bitcoin to crash over 60 to 65%, because that would be well within the standards of the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. Some of you don't believe in that. Some of you do. As I said, I've been trading the market according to these cycles, and it's been extremely helpful. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I would not be surprised if Bitcoin finds its way sub 60, sub 50 even. But as I've said on the channel, if we start making it and we test this moving average down here, I'm actually willing to add a little bit to my spot bag. And the lower we go, the more that I would be willing to add in preparation for the next move up. I think that it's going to provide a fantastic long-term buying opportunity. And the number one mistake that most people make in crypto is to not have cash near the bear market bottoms, because that's where the money is made. In the previous cycle, I accumulated Bitcoin sub 30K, quite a little bit below 25K, and I was able to ride the wave up relatively stress-free. So at this point in time, I'm expecting something similar, which is just another standard bear market relief rally, which we got. Time will tell if this wick is the high, but ultimately, I think we roll over. That has been my analysis for quite some time, and I've stayed true to that. And by the way, legends, all of the trades that you're seeing here, all of my shorts, all of my longs, whatever trades I'm taking in the market, if you want to see what I'm doing, you have the first link in my description down below. I post these trades in my group before I actually come on the YouTube channel. DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram to join my private group. It is free. You're trading with your own capital. You just have to sign up with one of the affiliate exchange links down below. As you know, my go-to has been and will continue to be Bluffin, not only because of their crypto platform, but they also allow you to trade stocks, precious metals, oil now, and they have some of the best promotions in the industry where you can literally earn withdrawable bonuses up to $50,000. So if you're a big trader, you should take advantage of this. If you're a smaller trader, you should take advantage of this. If you're already signed up with me, you can take advantage of this. It's the second link in my description down below. And once you sign up, you can also just join my private group. I know some of you have also been already trading on Bluffin for quite some time, but to take advantage of this promotion, I mean, it's totally worth it. Just create a new account, close your previous account, jump on, trade on Bluffin, you get these promotions. And I don't think we're going to get another great one like this for quite some time, to be honest. Let's take a look at the stock market. I mean, guys, it's looking a little dumpy. The longer that we hold below here, the worse that I think it will get for Bitcoin. That's all I can really say. So if you're bullish on Bitcoin here, what you want to see from the stock market perspective is a move to reclaim the bull market support band and then along towards all-time highs. But until this happens, it's okay to remain bearish on stocks and therefore bearish on crypto. That's fair, but it's okay. There's always going to be opportunities to trade. DJ Mofongo, Bluffin fees are actually very, very solid. Also, this is something that I don't always talk about, and it requires you having a decent amount of capital, but depending on the amount of capital that you're trading with, I can get you VIP 1, VIP 2, and VIP 3 on Bluffin. You can see here that I'm a pretty regular trader, and I currently have VIP 3, which significantly reduces your trading fees. So depending on the capital you're trading with, if you DM me on Telegram, I'd be happy to sort you out. I'm very, very close with the Bluffin team. I only trade on exchanges that I actually trust. And BTCC is actually one of them, but Bluffin still is my go-to. If we short Bitcoin, what's the liquidation price? What do you mean, what's the liquidation price? Your liquidation price? I have no clue. I have no clue how much money you have in your account. Thank you for smashing the like button, legends. I really do appreciate it. Now we see, is Bitcoin going to get rejected here? Are we going to get another push up? It's all about probabilities. Right now we're just between the point of control and the value area high, almost right in the middle. Shall we long above 70K or wait for shorts above 75K? The answer to that is I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. I shorted just below 74K. I won't be longing. I can't see myself longing, honestly, unless we get a very strong reclaim of the value area high. But even then, I think it's going to pose as resistance. I'm not very confident in a continued pump. But let's see how the price action develops. What are you drinking? I am indeed drinking chamomile tea. Chamomile? Chamomile? Some potent Middle Eastern tea. Fair. No, it's Tom White, what kind of vlogs would you want? Like day in the life of a trader in Dubai, or because I don't know, I've always felt like those vlogs are for people that, how do I say this? They show off their lifestyle. And for me, it doesn't matter how much money I make. I live a pretty calm life. I trade the market. I post my updates on YouTube. I look for new opportunities. I share them within my group, which ones I am personally taking. And then I exercise vigorously. And I play sports. Like that's my life. So day in the life, it's like, what, you want to watch me play football or tennis? I don't know, legends. I mean, if there's enough demand for it, maybe I can start a separate channel outside of crypto. But I don't know if a lot of you guys would be interested in that. Vlogs are gay. According to the Vegas. What will be your next short entry? Price target, please. My next short entry has already happened. I'm not going to add to my short. I'm telling you right now, if this is the top, I'm very happy with my position on Bitcoin. I have this short, which is currently up around 72 grand. I've realized just under 20 grand of this trade. And I have this short from $97,000, which was also shared in my group. So, I mean, I don't really have to re-enter. I like being relatively stress-free, and these positions allow me to be relatively stress-free. I'm up 100K on this one, but I've realized just over 300K, and I'm happy to just sit on my hands. So sorry if you're looking for a new short. I'm content with my entries on these ones for sure. We would have perhaps it will be crazy, and I hope I'm not unbearable when I talk about it on the content, but guys, like this top, like I basically got the perfect top, and this time around, if the price just starts nuking from here, it's going to be pretty insane if I manage to get the perfect top again. Like, I'll be laughing, to be honest, and I might be unbearable on the YouTube channel, but it's pretty crazy. I like catching the tops when possible. Comfy. Facts. Vlogs are for people who want to show off. Like, that's the thing. If you guys want vlogs from me, you're going to get stuck watching me play football and tennis and maybe go to the gym. I don't see myself filming like my multi-million-dollar car or watches. Like, you guys know I don't really share these things that much. There's a couple times I've shown watches, not really subtly on camera, but I'm wearing a Whoop to to track my health. That's the extent of it. I think you will get the best top shorter award. That would be nice. I'll take it. I'll take it, legends. Oof. You guys want to see the tennis rackets? Maybe I'll show you guys later, depending on if you legends, smash the like button. I know some of you guys probably don't give a crap about tennis, but we're getting this to 300 likes. We absolutely need to smash the like button. We're only at 149, and there's 267 people watching. Legends, destroy the like button, share this live stream, get it out, share it with your friends and family. And actually, $1,000 to one. I was actually thinking of doing a 1K to 100K challenge. It could be very interesting. And Bosco, yep, 300 likes, the tennis rackets come out. 300 likes and the tennis rackets come out. Do I play FIFA? Yes, I play FIFA. I do play FIFA. That's a good one as well. I have a buddy of mine that's visiting from Canada, and great timing, right, with everything that's happened. But we've been, in our downtime, we've been ripping some FIFA, and we like to play together. It's a lot more fun when you play with someone else. And we play against each other online, and we just won Division 1 in seasons. So it's great. I've been playing since I was a kid, and it's nice to know that I still have it. What is the biggest lesson I learned in the crypto space? Very, very good question. Be careful who you trust. Only follow a select amount of people that you actually respect their opinions. Don't flood your mind with garbage. Like, I remember when I first joined, I would have a bias towards a trade, or I'd be in a trade and I would end up closing my position because someone would come on Twitter and say, "This is very bearish," if I was bullish. Or "This is very bullish," if I was bearish, and it would freak me out of my position. So be very mindful of the content that you consume. Pick a handful of guys that you trust, that you like their content, that you respect, and stick to those and match it with your own analysis. You have to be careful about what you consume. The mind is very, very precious to preserve. So that's definitely something I would recommend you pay attention to. Otherwise, you'll get wrecked following too many people in the space. What else? I mean, risk management. You guys see the trades that I'm taking here, but it took me a while to build up to this amount of capital. And the most that I will ever risk on a trade is 5% of my total trading portfolio. And that's it. There's too many people, I think, that risk 10, 20, 50% of their accounts on trades, and it's not a sustainable path forward, because what will happen is, even if you do manage to get multiple profitable trades in a row and your capital 10x's somehow because you were taking way too much risk, the aftermath is very, very ugly. Believe me, I've been there in the past. What happens is you start to feel like you're invincible and you have way more capital than you've ever had, and you start taking even more aggressive trades, even more risk. And naturally, the outcome, which I'm sure you understand now, is losing all your capital that you started with. So risk management everyone says risk management, but it's super critical. Can't downplay that at all. I don't think the crypto market has bottomed. Are you from Canada? Your name sounds French. Yes, I am from Canada. Online gaming live stream. Yes, Nick Amel, the absolute legend. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Epic, man. I do have plans to go back to Canada and go skiing, and that should be a very, very good time. When you say about getting stopped out on your latest trade, are you looking to take profits? Yes and no. So the way that I take profits is if we reclaim key levels. So if I go to the Bitcoin chart here, you can see that we managed to reclaim this point of control, and I actually took a little bit more profits on my Bitcoin short. The reason being, if we reclaim such a level, it does signal relative strength in the market. And we talked about this at the beginning of the live stream. So because we reclaim this level on a 4-hour candle closing basis, I took another 15% out of my most recent Bitcoin short. If we start to reclaim the value area high, then yeah, I would probably take even more profits. But for now, it's one of those situations where I like to say, don't diddle in the middle. And You just sit on your hands and watch the price action play out. Mont Tremblant, perhaps. Legends, I have to be honest, I don't think I will share where I take my trips. Hey, Matsuri, I want to move to Dubai for tax purposes. Any suggestions about visas and stuff? It really depends. Are you going to be working for someone? Are you going to be, under your own business? How will it work? Haha, diddle. Thank you. Are you from Canada? Your name sounds French. Yes. My name is Mathieu Sylvain. Make a racket, guys. Let's go back to what the live streamers like to do. They go on the 1 minute Bitcoin chart. Look at the price action. Look at the volatility. Damn, Division 1, bro's a legend. I would honestly rip a FIFA live stream. But I just don't think most of the audience would appreciate it. Legends, remember, all of the trades that you see on screen, they are shared within my group. If you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, it's the first link in my description down below. You'll get access to my group where I share all of my own personal trades, and you'll get an array of options to sign up to exchanges. Bluffin is my go-to, and they have this ridiculous promotion currently ongoing. So I'd highly recommend you check them out. I trade the 1 second. You guys are funny. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Sesh Monkey, nice to see you. It's possible. Right now, my eyes are on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the easiest to trade, in my opinion. That's why when some of you guys ask me about altcoins, I'm not that inclined to talk about them because, guys, if Bitcoin just decides to just nuke down here, altcoins have no chance. We cannot ignore that fact. It's always been like that. What kind of tennis racket are you using, Nicolas Amel? It's one of those rackets that it doesn't matter where we play. I will clap your cheeks. It's one of those rackets. Brother, if we close like this next 50 minutes, I think we go back to 65. It's possible. Let's see, 50-minute chart. I don't know. We got a nice hold at the point of control on the lower time frames here. So you think we're going to retest 70K today? I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. Let's see. Let's see what the market has in store for us. Stock market, legends, we start losing this level as I outlined previously. It simply means that Bitcoin will be moving lower if we continue to drop. If you started with 20K, how would you allocate it? It really depends if you want to trade or if you want overall just spot positioning. For most people, trading isn't that great of an idea because a lot of people can't handle their emotions when it comes to trading. It's very, very difficult, and it took me a few years to figure it out. What I show on the channel is to try to make trading easy and understandable for everyone involved. And I try to simplify all of the concepts that I've learned over time. But the emotional control, emotional management is like the #1 thing when it comes to trading. Let's see, legends. I also entered a cheeky Ethereum short. Let's see. Let's see. If we get some movement down here, it could be very, very interesting. I longed at... Oh, legend, legend. Bruh, Matsir wants all the smoke. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. Sorry, let me just see some of the comments here. I longed from 70.8K. Liquidation is at 50K. What is your non-financial advice? Would someone close now or just wait it out? Knowing anything could happen and could get liquidated. I will start out by saying that I believe that there is a probability that Bitcoin will be dropping maybe below 50K this bear market. That being said, in the more immediate short term, it's very, very difficult to tell you what to do with your position. We got a sweep of the anchored VWAP. That is when I executed my most recent short. And now I just sit on my hands. And I'm sorry that I'm not answering your question directly because I can't. I can literally, even if I say not financial advice, if I answer something like that, it is literally considered financial advice. And please remember, it's a good time to talk about the disclaimer. Nothing that I discuss on the channel should be construed as financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet sharing all of his own trades and his overall market analysis. Please remember that. You have a long disclaimer in the description down below if you want to read more. So, I don't know. For us to get any kind of continuation to the upside, the first level that I'm really eyeing is between 70.1 up to this value area high around 70.3, 4, depending on which exchange you're using. So let's see how the price action develops. But otherwise, there is a non-negligible chance that Bitcoin could just roll over from here. Dun, dun, dun. ETH. Yeah, so I'm in an ETH trade as well. I just basically entered not too long ago. It was shared in my group. But basically, let's see if I can... Basically, the weekly sweep for Ethereum looks even worse than Bitcoin's sweep. We had a pretty big move to the upside only to close the week like that. And Bitcoin did the exact same thing. This is why my confidence in Bitcoin getting a lot of continuation to the upside is quite low. And if you look at history, usually we can form relevant highs and lows on Mondays or Tuesdays at the beginning of the week. And what we're seeing right now is a nice move to the upside after such a big wick. It's highly likely that after seeing this weekly close, a lot of people aggressively went short, and this is a little bit of a move to the upside before, in my opinion, retracing. So the question on my mind is, are we actually going to make it all the way above this high? Because if we do, my most recent short for Bitcoin would get stopped out. However, I took some profits. I protected my position. I'm content with that. I'm also shorting from much, much higher. And I also have an Ethereum short. So I like my odds in this market. I also do hold some spot Bitcoin, to be perfectly transparent with everyone. Yeah, XRP had a large sweep up also. Yeah, look, every coin had a good sweep. Like, it's just what it is. And if you don't really buy into this analysis, you have to remember that usually when we get these kinds of sweeps, at the bare minimum, we tend to get price action to the downside. It's a very, very ugly sweep. I don't want to downplay this. Look at that. All the way up to, like, that is a big move ultimately to close down here on the weekly candle. It's not pretty. Usually when we get these kinds of sweeps, and I'll also talk about the reverse here because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just I'm giga bearish all the time. But look at this. In August of 2024, a huge wick to the downside, big sweep of this liquidity, and that marked the reversal. That marked the Pico bottom before Bitcoin exploded to the upside. So it works in both directions. I think what we're seeing is something very, very similar. And I think it's going to be difficult for Bitcoin to get any kind of sustained move to the upside here. Let's take a look at the liquidation heat map to continue this analysis. Sesh Monkey, I did go over the S&P 500, but take a look at this 30-day time frame for Bitcoin. There is more cumulative long liquidation leverage in the market compared to cumulative short liquidation leverage in the market. Pretty insane. So there's technically more longs. Now, if we go on the 7-day time frame, there's technically more shorts. On the 1-day time frame, there is technically more longs. Because we are in a bear market, I favor price action to the downside. That's how I trade. If assets correlate, trade the one with the most liquidity. Grigor, that is absolutely valid. A lot of people get caught up in alts, for example. And that's why when it comes to risking on my trades, I tend to risk significantly more on Bitcoin or Ethereum than I do on something like Solana. Or you start going down the chain on CoinMarketCap, down the list. Let's see. Let's see how the price action develops. But this is starting to look like a classic sweep. Let's take a look at the like button. 182 legends. Yeah, there is no way I'm going to be showing my tennis rackets. Sorry, I'm very late to class. No stress. Please, legends, smash the like button. Absolutely destroy the like button. We have to surpass 200 likes, and then you know the next step, 300 likes. Destroy the like button like your life depends on it. Okay, so guys, this is a very good question, and I want everyone to pay attention to this. Trump is holding a conference about the war at 5:30 ET. Is it a sign that it's bad news, that it's after market close? Are you factoring this in, or is it just noise? Legends, I can't possibly factor that in. I don't have a crystal ball. I have no clue what Trump is going to say. I just trade the market that is right in front of me, as I've said time and time again. So I don't, when I trade the market, I don't take into account what Trump might say on X evening regarding geopolitical. Like I just don't, I don't even think about that. Now, obviously, if there's something scheduled well in advance and I haven't taken any new positions yet, maybe I'll sit out and wait to see how the market reacts to what is said. But predicting ahead of time what is actually going to be said, it's impossible. Exactly. Trade the charts, not the news. It's good to de-risk your position with events like that, though. Yeah, it is, but I'm very, very content with my positions in the market. Let me just show you once again, if you guys don't know what trades I'm in. So I'm in a Bitcoin short, which is currently up around 75K. Of course, it would suck if this gets stopped out, but I've already secured 20K, and this is the trade that I'm happy to take a risk on. I hold my short from 97K, and I know there was a guy on the live stream here, Kieran, I believe, that has tuned into the channel previously. I think he may have left some not so nice comments before, but I don't believe that Bitcoin will make it all the way up to 98K. And if I do, I get stopped out. And you can see, guys, I took significant profits on this trade, and I'm also in an Ethereum short. So like even if for whatever reason I lose my Ethereum trade, I have secured more than enough profits over the past few months from trading this market. So I'm very, very comfy in my shorts, as I like to say, although I'm wearing pants right now. Yeah, we have some big days. So Tuesday, we have the existing home sales data. Then we have core inflation rate month over month, core inflation rate year over year, inflation rate month over month, inflation rate year over year. Big Wednesday. But next Wednesday, we have FOMC. This is going to be an interesting one. I will 100% live stream this, although I will likely be in Canada by then. So it'll be earlier for me for sure. The website that I use to see these events is called tradingeconomics.com/calendar. If it wasn't for trading, what would be your desired profession? I'd like to be a football player, to be perfectly honest. Football or tennis, that'd be fun. I don't know if that's not a profession, but shorting gold, silver, oil, and Morpho. Nice stuff. Unless you're one of the Trump sons. We've been live for 1 hour. 1 hour? And did we crack 200 likes? Okay. 202. It's 10 p.m. here, and I have to be honest, like, price action is pretty boring. I wish I would have went live when I saw that the price was doing what it was doing in terms of a pump. But now the price action is kind of boring. Legends, are you getting bored of this live stream? What else should I cover? Give me some ideas. I'd like to extend the live stream, but really, if there's not that much to cover, then there's not that much to cover. I try not to force long content if it's not needed. Real football or soccer? No. Soccer. Soccer. I may sound American. I am not. I am Canadian. But I have a lot of European friends, and I've just started calling it football. Racket. You guys are only going to see the racket if I get 300 likes. I'll show you my football boots as well. I think you guys will really like those ones. Football boots for 400 likes. Tennis rackets for 300 likes. Legends, remember, if you want to trade the market and see how I am personally doing that, you do have the first link in the description down below. This is where I share all of my own trades. DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram to join my private group. It's free. You're trading with your own capital. All you have to do is sign up with one of the affiliate exchange links down below, and you'll get onboarded into that group. Completely free, as I said. You're trading with your own money. Bluffin is my go-to exchange, and they have some of the best promotions in the industry at this point in time. If you're already trading with me, you can literally withdraw tens of thousands of dollars based on your trading volume, and you can get a deposit bonus, which allows you to enter positions in the market. And if you're new, you can get a $20 position voucher. I need to see the Lambo rackets smash the likes. Legends, that's funny. Sir, you calm me down even if I'm going to blow up my account. I am doing it with calm. Legends, come on. Don't blow up your account. Use proper risk management. There are so many of these YouTubers saying this is the bottom. Well, Southwest Carpenter, that makes me extremely happy. That makes me extremely happy because I've been quite vocal about the fact that I think Bitcoin is going lower. So if there's a lot of these YouTubers that think that that was the local bottom and we're off to the races, oof. Amazing. Very, very happy with that. The probabilities favor a move to the downside. You still short, bro? Of course. You have veneers? No, I do not. These are all natural, baby. I take care of my teeth, though. I have a Bitcoin racket. Bear markets make fools of both bulls and bears. Quoting Benjamin Cowan, I see. One hour close looks it looks okay. It's let's see, legends. For the bullish case here, you really want to see Bitcoin. Where is my other Bitcoin chart? Here? Nope, this one. Yes, sir. For the bullish case scenario, you would like to see Bitcoin reclaim 70K and the value area high. I couldn't put it any simpler. I would like to see Bitcoin reclaim this level. If not, then it does suggest that perhaps we end up bleeding lower from here. But I am positioned accordingly. Uncle Brian, once Trump chaos and uncertainty is removed, we will rocket, supposedly. Legends, let me know what you think. Do you think we will rocket if all the geopolitical tensions just get solved tomorrow? Are we just going to absolutely rocket? I don't think so. I think that what we're seeing is typical bear market price action. How many times have you heard me say it? Bulls look dumb during bear markets because, well, on a macro, the price is going down. Let's go, value area high. Let's see it, legends. Maybe we do get the move up there. A reclaim of this, and I'm closing some more of my short. Yep, exactly, Hugh JC. No narrative just follows the technicals. Yeah, just follow the technicals. Nice 15-minute candle. Exactly, Justin. Someone has been paying attention to the group. There is nothing wrong, Legends, I want to get something through to you. There is absolutely nothing wrong with going for a couple of longs in the bear market. That being said, they should, in my opinion, of course, be scalp longs and swing shorts in the bear market. Because you take advantage of the downside, and every single bounce, a lot of people get extremely bullish, and so it just adds fuel to the fire of the downside. Let's take a look at the like button. 222. No tennis racket, no football boots. Poppy Flow. On the 1 minute time frame, we broke the support, so we might head lower. Valid. Guys, we broke support on the 1 minute time frame. I'm just playing with you. You can use the lower time frames like this to practice your trading, but you won't catch me actually with any kind of serious analysis on the 1 minute time frame. It's all for fun. My favorite time frame is the 4 hour. I use it all the time. It's my favorite. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah, I use it for most of my analysis, but it's because I'm a swing trader. A lot of you guys might be scalpers and you look at lower time frames. But for me, my entries sometimes will be executed on the 15-minute time frame, but the overall market analysis is done on the 4 hour to 1 day time frame. And I think it gives you, it removes the noise when you go past 4 hours, in my opinion. If the market is really choppy and you're on the 15-minute time frame, you can get wicked out of positions very, very easily. Bosco, exactly. I like 15-minute for confirmation to take a trade, but the actual analysis itself is usually done on the 4 hour time frame. Sometimes I'll squeeze in the 1 hour, but the analysis 4 hours is my best bet. Yep, daily is king. True. I mean, the more you zoom out, the more king it is. Head and shoulder? I guess, yeah. Honestly, that's not, I mean, it depends how you're looking. Maybe. It's possible. I see 230 likes. Well, I see 229, and we're 70 away from me showing anything. Ba-boom, ba-boom, boo-doom. Yeah, it's possible we move lower from here. Remember, legends, I'm not a fortune teller. I just trade the market that is right in front of me. And when Bitcoin moved all the way up to the anchored VWAP, it was my go-to signal to go short. And this was shared within my community, live, shared within the community. I went short here, and I also went short at 97K. Guys, if you want access to all of the trades that you're seeing here, you do have the first link in the description down below. These are all of my own personal trades in the market. If you want to see how I am trading the market on a day-by-day, week-by-week basis, DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram to join my private group. You'll get access to my group as long as you've signed up with one of the affiliate exchange links down below and you start trading on there as you'd normally do with your own capital already. So I'd highly recommend you check out Bluffin to be able to join, because they have one of the best, if not the best exchange, in my opinion. And they have phenomenal bonuses. All the details are in the description down below. Guys, acceptance back below the point of control is another level that I'm eyeing. So if we start getting acceptance back below there, then it could simply mean that Bitcoin is already ready to move lower. So I'm happy in the shorts. Can you go over the anchored VWAP and how to show it on the charts? I guess since there's just over 200 of you watching, legends, I can do that, because I think a lot of people are tuning out. Let's see. So if I go here, I'll remove my magnet and I'll X out the anchored VWAP. You go here, forecasting and measurement tools, down to volume based, and you take it from a pivot high. So the pivot high that I took it from was actually where I went short. So here. And there you go. It automatically attaches to the local price action, and it brings us all the way down to the current price action. And you can see when Bitcoin was chopping around here, the anchored VWAP was so far away. But I kept on discussing the fact that as soon as we get a retest of it and a drop back below, it's game time to go short. And the rest is history. Dads of DeFi Space, thank you very much, my man. I appreciate you. And that's all there is to it. You're one of the first members that joined my group. And I'm happy to be able to help everyone out in that group as well. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you very, very much. On the one-day time frame, we're seeing mostly longs here, legends, but some shorts are piling up. 30-day, almost the same. 90-day, whoop, a little bit more shorts. So let's see. Let's see. ETH is interesting. On the 1 year for ETH, there is technically more cumulative long liquidation leverage in the market compared to cumulative short liquidation leverage in the market. And I had already started to short Ethereum as well. This was shared in my group too, in case you guys are wondering. So I shared some of these trades today. As long as you're trading on one of the affiliate exchange links down below, you can get access to the group, legends. Let's see, Bitcoin. Was that it? I know a lot of people that are still bullish. So, and the charts suggest, it really depends what the stock market does. But here, the charts do suggest that people are going long. You're welcome. Legends. Absolutely destroy the like button. 60 more likes and I will show you my tennis racket if you're still around and you want to see that. Actually, a lot of people think 60K is next. I wonder if it's just because you guys have been tuning into the channel or if this is the actual consensus. It's very, very hard to tell. I know people get influenced by what is said on the channel. So that's something for me to consider. Oil back to 70. Edward, correct. It looks like we front ran the value area high. Unless we bounce at the point of control, it might actually be over. There's a chance. There's a chance. So because it's... Why does this guy insist on showing us his tennis racket? Man. My man, I know you're in the group as well. I recognize your profile picture. Because people asked. If you guys don't want to see it, I couldn't care less. I don't have to show it. I don't care if you guys don't want to see it. I won't show it. It's all good. All good. Whatever the community wants, I will do. Let's see Bitcoin. It was a nice move on the Monday, but we know that Monday sometimes we get a little bit of relief if the weekend was relatively bloody, and then we ultimately roll over. So I'm just monitoring this price action and let's see. Is over, buddy. I don't know if some people join the live stream and think that because I talked about a Monday pump, I'm bullish. But guys, it's just a title. Look at my positions. This is the furthest thing from someone being bullish. I'm shorting. USD down 10% from peak to date. That is also very, very impressive. But if it starts bouncing again, you know what happens with risk assets. If we see 84,000 Bitcoin, I'm shorting with my house. So much for risk management. Guys, soon there will be more AI agents than humans making transactions. They can't open a bank account, but they can own a crypto wallet. And if you guys want some laughs, well, Strategy has acquired over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. And what is his average entry once more? Sub 71K, just around 71K. And what is Bitcoin's price right now? 68.4. I cannot remember the last time that he came out with an announcement saying that he bought a significant amount of Bitcoin and the price was actually lower than the current price. It's absolutely insane. Their average entry is now around 76K. Insane sailor. Got the news conference coming up in a few hours. So, a lot of you were asking about oil. President Trump is reviewing a set of options to lower oil prices as soon as today amid their historic surge. Options include restricting U.S. exports, intervening in oil futures markets, and waiving some federal taxes. He could also lift requirements under the Jones Act, which says domestic fuel must move only on U.S.-flagged ships. The White House is also worried that the surge in oil prices will hurt the U.S. businesses and consumers. Trump is reportedly considering the midterm election implications of higher oil prices, of course. Four-hour close will be interesting. Because if we just retrace this entire candle, then it will not be looking pretty. Boom, 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 boom. Legends, I'm giving it another 15-20 minutes. We've been live for about an hour and a half. Matt, what is your sleep schedule like? Bosco, so it's a very good question, actually. I tend to go to bed here. It's so different when I'm in Dubai versus when I'm in Canada. When I'm in Canada, I go to bed at like 9 p.m. and I wake up at 5:30. I try to get a lot of sleep. But here, I actually go to bed at like 1, and I usually wake up at like 9, 10. That's usually my sleep schedule. But then if the price action is absolutely insane and I've already covered a lot of it and I'm looking for a new entry in a trade, then I won't hesitate to stay up till 3, 4 in the morning sometimes. Bitcoin holding on. Do. Pretty quiet market today. We got a little bit of a move to the upside, but nothing too crazy. Legends. We didn't do it. We said 300 for the tennis racket, and it's not going to happen. Might have to be for the next live stream. Yes, I will start talking about some more stocks and precious metals, actually. Now that they're available on Bluffin, it's awesome to trade all on the same platform. Copper looking interesting. They just started listing them, so, you know. A little bit of a pump for the stock market. Let's see. No, Bosco, I did not say 250. Maybe I need to go back and watch my live stream. I'm pretty sure I said 300 and 400. 400 for the beautiful football boots, 300 for the tennis rackets. It's a fair deal. Do I see Bitcoin going below 64K today? Sorry to sound condescending, but do I look like a fortune teller? I do not. I really can't tell you. The first levels that I would be looking at would be the point of control. Because right now, again, don't diddle in the middle. We're right here. We're right in between the value area high and the point of control. If we start losing the point of control here and we back test it and it's a failure, then it's entirely possible that Bitcoin just nukes, because we are in a bear market. You have to get used to this kind of price action. But for now, you said $64,000, and yeah, we're 4.5K away. So it'll take a bit of time to reach that, even if we are to nuke. I'm rocking a Whoop. Hello, Chris. Hello, Legend. 256. Love your stuff. Any opinion on hype? Yes, my opinion on hype is that, and I actually, if you didn't check it out, I had an interview on the Altcoin Daily YouTube channel, and I talked about how hype could actually be a very solid purchase near the bear market lows. I would actually consider buying some hype token because they're backed by revenue, real money, real traders on the platform. And I do think that it's going to be one of those tokens that if we do get those deep discounted zones, it can perform well. And if you've been a member of the channel for some time, you're probably thinking, holy crap, Matt is talking about altcoins. Just this one, I do think that it does have some potential. But I need to remind you guys, legends, 90% of my spot portfolio is in Bitcoin. I learned my lesson the hard way a few cycles ago. And I'm sure a lot of people learned their lesson this cycle. Take care, Bosco. What are you hitting? What are you hitting at the gym? The legend is live. Devault Trading. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The legend is indeed live. The legend is live, but the legend is getting ready to go. The legend is tired. You long and short. So on Bluffin, the way that you can long and short at the same time is, first and foremost, you need to ensure that if you go in your settings here, right now I'm on one-way mode. So for me to long Bitcoin without closing my existing trade, I would have to go on hedge mode. The only issue is you can only really go on hedge mode after you have no open trades. So the alternative to this on Bluffin is you have to go on your account and open a sub account. Then on that sub account, you can go long, you can go short, you can activate hedge mode on that account if you want to. That's the way to be able to do it. So I hope that answers your question. You have to go in the settings up there to toggle it before being in any existing trades. Mariana, thank you for joining. Hi, bruh. Hello, bruh. Why don't you use XNS? It's the best. I love what I'm currently using. I don't need to use that. The legend is going to bed now. Much love, everyone. Yes, sir. Devault the legend. Guys, Devault, if you don't know, Bluffin is not legal in many countries. I don't have really an opinion on that. But I do have alternative options for those of you that can't access Bluffin. If you go to the links in the description down below, I have Velto, which is self-custody. If you know how to navigate that, I mean, they have some of the lowest fees on the market, and it's a really, really solid self-custody platform. I also have Weeks, I also have BTCC, and all of these exchanges essentially give you access to my group if you're interested in knowing how I am personally navigating the market. So if you DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram, you'll be able to get access to my group, and that's where I share everything. But Legends, if you don't know who Devault is part of Mind Pillar Markets. And Mind Pillar Markets is ran by Devault and Andy, a phenomenal YouTube channel, some of the best technical analysts in the space, Elliott Wave technicians, some would call them. Andy and Devault. So make sure to check out Mind Pillar Markets. Weeks is cool. Yeah, Weeks is solid. I like Weeks. Well, look, I'm on Weeks right now. This is where my short is. This is where my most recent short is at the range highs. And then I also have the other short at 97K. Guys, it's going to be absolutely epic if we manage to time the top on 2 occasions. You're going to get annoyed of how often I talk about it. William Sadler, when do you think we will roll over? It really depends on the local price action. So maybe we get another push up to the value area high. Maybe we take out the local highs. Maybe we take out the tariff capitulation lows. Only time will tell. But the key thing to consider is that I do think we will roll over. As I always have to say, this is not financial advice, but these are just my personal opinions. And I do think that Bitcoin is likely going to be rolling over at some point here, which is why I'm positioned in my shorts. And if you want to trade the market like I am doing, remember you have all the links in the description down below. What do you do besides trading? Everything. I exercise. I hang out with friends. I play tennis, football when I can. I enjoy life. I know I've been getting a lot of comments of me being very, very bearish, Legends, but to be real with you, when it comes time to go aggressively long, I will be very vocal about it. For now, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that the low is in. And I will be unbearably bullish, but not yet. Very interesting price action though. You know, we held on to this 65.7K level, which has acted as support multiple times. So it always made sense to get a bit of a bounce here. Edward, I will not show the tennis racket because we have not hit 300 likes. It's unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate, but next time I'll have to show it. It's always going to be a like requirement though. Right now we're sitting at 265. Yeah, it's not going to happen because I'm going to tune out in the next 2 minutes. So unless by some miracle the likes get up to 300, no tennis racket will be shown in this live stream. Got to stay true to my word. Legends, remember, if you want to trade the market, you got the first link in the description down below. DM me the keyword CBM on Telegram to join my private group, and I'd be more than happy to onboard you, show you all of my own personal trades, how I've been navigating in this market over the course of the bull market and the bear market. Anyways, Legends, I think we're going to call it there. Let's see the likes. Ooh, 281. I'll give you guys 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. William Sadler, I'm very, very happy to be able to help you. I think I must have repeated this maybe 5 times, 6 times over the past couple months, and I think I might change it to my channel description. But my goal with my channel is to create the channel that I wish I had when I had first joined the crypto space. And what this means is someone that actually shows their trades, how they're operating in the market, wins and losses, and just showing everything transparently. That is what I'm trying to do for all of you, Legends. Whew. Fortis Toro, thank you very much for joining the live stream. And let's see. Guys, I'm gonna take off. You're gonna be pissed. Are we 300? 297. Legends, I am very sorry, but I actually do have to take off. We hit the 5 on the dot. I wish you all a fantastic rest of the day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Next live stream, I'll have to show my tennis racket, maybe my football boots. We didn't quite make it this time, off by 5, but make sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.